What they want is for us to go quietly into the night, to believe that their dark, violent, dystopian view of this country is an inevitability. And I'm so grateful for everyday citizens that continue to join with Democrats in vigorous condemnation of these actions. And I will continue to demand an independent and thorough investigation, continue to call on Congress in this moment to use appropriations and the power of the purse to rein in ICE. Again, I believe it should be abolished. This harm does not discriminate. It is coming for everyone. And that is exactly why ICE must be stopped, because they're not operating with any constitutional due diligence. They are lawless. They are masked thugs.
I understand that Vice President Vance believes that shooting a young mother of 3 in the face 3 times is an acceptable America that he wants to live in, and I do not. And that is a fundamental difference between Vice President Vance and I. I do not believe that the American people should be assassinated in the street. Thank you. Vice President.
More protests against the ICE are taking place in Northern California. Let's go live to political analyst Joe Siracusa. Great to see you, Joe. I think we've got some live pictures to show our viewers this morning. So more protests. We saw some in New York as well. It's very mixed, as per usual, isn't it? Here are the live pictures now. So we heard quite a bit of noise there before. But what's your take? There it is.
Well, I mean, the take is America's deeply divided on what they're seeing. We have now various video shots of what happened in Minneapolis. But look, it's happening in a lot of places, in Chicago and in Los Angeles. People are taking shots. Look, you got all these ICE agents who are armed to the teeth, and they're looking for people, some bad people. They're looking for some, they even get some good people. And they're running into people who are protesting. Now, I was part of the 60s generation, which protested the Vietnam War and the inequalities in American society. And look, it's only a matter of time before someone gets killed, whether it's Chicago or Kent State or something like that. And so I just think it's very unhelpful when politicians jump in and tell you what they think happened. I mean, it sort of precludes what we should be thinking about at trial. It takes away the presumption of innocence. But look, it's a federal agent, so this could be vacated by Donald Trump at any time. He can pardon this person down the road. So that doesn't make any sense. But look, this decision to go into these communities, which is not favored by. I think majority of Americans do not like how this is being handled. They like the idea of getting rid of immigrants who don't belong in the United States, but they're very, very skeptical about how this is being done. And look, there is just no way to scoop up a person off the street and turf them out of your country. I mean, this includes covers some very tough tactics, and a lot of people who are involved in this are not exactly into sensitivity training. They tend to be trigger happy and the rest of it. Yeah. And so, I'm a little worried about that. But look, this is the politicians are just going to have to lower the temperature on this one.
All right. And what about Treasurer Jim Chalmers? He's on his way to Washington. He's potentially going to be pushing our key minerals, the critical minerals chat, which certainly we have a lot of here.
Well, I think he's going to do it very well. Americans have always had a very good opinion of Australia. I mean, in the 54 years I've been here, I've always noticed that when Australians go to Washington, they're the flavor of the month. Americans love to deal with Australians, not only because of their military cooperation in the past, but because of their political cooperation and their potential, and submarines and minerals and the rest of it. And so I think he's gonna do very well. And of course, talking to Australia about rare earths. Minerals is sort of a respite from Donald Trump's other problems, meaning Iran, ICE agents, Venezuela, Cuba, Greenland. I mean, Donald Trump has got a lot of things on his plate right now. So I think his administration would love to talk to an Australian who wants to sell something. It's be a nice relief from the rest of the menu.
And all eyes on Iran as well, as you well know. Trump is expected to have a meeting with some leaders about Iran. What do you make of those protests? They started out from an economic point of view, discussing the economy there. They've blown out, and there's been a lot of deaths as well, the blackouts and so much going on.
Well, I think Donald Trump would try to assist the Iranian protesters for two reasons. He's committed to them, his administration is. And number two, America has hated Iran since 1979, when all those American hostages were kidnapped and we couldn't get them back for over 400 days. And Jimmy Carter, he lost his presidency over it. Look, there is a tendency to compel the Iranians to ease up, but it isn't going to work. I mean, Iran's not some banana republic called Venezuela or Cuba or something like that. It's 94 million people. They're very sophisticated, as a matter of fact. Some of those Revolutionary Guards look a little rough, but the rest of the people there are very, very sophisticated, and they want to get on with life. And Iran's a hell of a place to live in. And of course, as soon as I noticed that the former king's the former Shah's son has told the protesters to continue the fight. I mean, I always get a kick, Janie, of people telling other people to fight to the death. I mean, it's just, what are you going to do about it? And of course, what he's counting on is John Bolton and others who are committed to the independence of Iran, or at least the return to pre-1979 days. Look, everyone thought that Donald Trump was a bit of an isolationist in the first administration. I argued that he wasn't. He was a very selective interventionist. And I'm not worried about Trump doing nothing. What I'm worried about him is exceeding what he can do. I used to worry about whether America understood the red lines in Iran and Russia and China and the like. Now, what Donald Trump understands is, or what we have to understand about Donald Trump, is his red lines. When is he going to move? And in this administration, he's been very forceful. He's already bombed Iran. He's sent cruise missiles to Nigeria. He sent bombs to Somalia, to Syria and other places. Donald Trump is not bashful about exercising American forces, and he has a very large number of forces at his disposal, Jenny.
All right, yes, plenty more to talk about. We've run out of time. As always, Joe Siracusa, thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.